Disney's live-action remake of The Lion King is going to debut, at least in the United States, on July 19th, 2019, about a week away. And I'm not going to be watching it, not at all. And I don't think anyone else should either, who genuinely cares about the film industry as a whole. And here's why. I'm going to tell you why in this video. I mean, I was already skeptical and some might say cynical about this, just really in concept when I heard it about a year or so ago when I heard it was in production. Mainly because The Lion King was such a huge part of my childhood. I loved it as a kid and I still love it now. I still think it's probably one of the greatest animated films of all time. And also because of how I perceived the other live-action Disney remakes that I really weren't a big fan of. Although I might say The Jungle Book is probably my favorite out of all the bunch, but that's mainly because it really didn't suck like some of the other ones I watched, like Maleficent. That was just utter trash. However, my fears were kind of actualized when I saw the initial trailer for this, that although it was incredibly photorealistic, I'll give them that, it just had no character whatsoever. I couldn't get any character out of any of the characters at all. I felt no emotion, no feeling out of them whatsoever. Whereas in the original trailer, you could feel the passion, you could feel the emotion. It was like a painting. Like, it was just utterly gorgeous. You could see the atmosphere dripping from each frame. Whereas in the new trailer, the new remake trailer, it just looked very bland and very forgettable. For how realistic it looked, it had no life to it whatsoever, quite paradoxically. However, I wasn't too mad at first. I wasn't mad at this. I was incredibly disappointed from what the results were, but I was still, I was thinking to myself, maybe I'll turn around. Maybe it won't be as bad as I think. But I soon saw a clip that actually utterly enraged me. It made me angry of how it seemed Disney didn't care, didn't give a shit at all making this. It just utterly seemed that this is just a cash grab for Disney. They don't really care at this at all. In case you don't know what I'm talking about exactly, a clip from the new Lion King movie made it onto an episode of Jimmy Kimmel where he was interviewing Donald Glover. And the scene was the iconic Hakuna Matata scene with Timon, Pumbaa, and grown-up Simba. But just looking at it, it was just utterly horrible. Like the song Reimagination, I didn't think was that bad. It was certainly well sung. I will give it that. The instrumentation, again, extremely passable. I would, if this was on the Broadway production of The Lion King, I wouldn't mind at all. However, my main issue with this whole thing was the cinematography, how it looked, how the characters acted with it. Oh my God, was it awful. And I will show it here. You can see for yourself right now. This is just an utter embarrassment. There's no feeling to this whatsoever. I can barely see any mouth movements whatsoever. It's like I'm watching just some random nature documentary. But even that description is giving it a little too much credit, because at least in a nature documentary, it's at least somewhat interesting. There's something interesting going on. Here, it's just a bunch of animals walking. There's nothing interesting about this. The cinematography is so fucking bland that it looks like some amateur cinematographer did this. And because of this, I am putting my foot down. I am not supporting Disney They are not getting a single cent out of me for this movie. I'm not paying to watch this at all. I'm not going to the theaters to watch this, nor am I going with anyone. No, this is crossing the line. Disney's laziness with these remakes have to stop. I mean, certainly I don't mind them making a remake every once in a while just to make sure things are fresh, but how they're handling these right now, they're just doing it all just for money. It just seems like they are just doing this for short-term cash grabs. They know which movies are financially successful and which movies will get the most seats filled in movie theaters. And because The Lion King is such a big part of people's childhoods, they know that people are going to rush to go see this. And hell, I mean, they were kind of right. Everything about The Lion King has always been trending on Twitter. The main trailer, when it came out, it got #1 on trending on YouTube. So they definitely know that this is going to bring attention and people are going to watch it. And judging on how critics are responding to this movie, it seems that they are echoing my concerns as well, with The Lion King having an utter abysmal 58% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. And so to close out this video, I want to have a message to anyone who's watching this video right now. Do not support The Lion King at all. Do not support this remake. Don't give Disney your money. Don't give them an excuse to keep making them. Because even if you're going in just to see how bad it is, you are still telling Disney there is an audience for it. They aren't going to care whether or not people are going in to like it or just to hate it whatsoever. All they see is you're in the seat, you're buying the ticket, and so they are going to keep making movies just so that you will buy the ticket. Don't do that. Don't give Disney the opportunity to milk these even more. Stop it right here. We need to nip this in the bud. We need to tell Disney, no, Disney, actually do something that's worthwhile. Do something that has artistic merit. Don't just keep churning out remakes and just mindless sequels of stuff. Put actual effort into movies. Please.